Oh no! Oh no! Holy shit! Lay down, baby. Lay down. Holy shit!
The clip we're looking at was posted by the Facts by How to Hunt channel, and the title pretty much sets the tone. An upright figure tearing across a cliff face in broad daylight. And honestly, when I saw this, it instantly brought back memories of that old Wasatch Mountain video. The one where the Bigfoot or creature was sprinting across the icy slope like the cold didn't even bother him. I know you guys have seen that one. And as far as the Wasatch Mountain video, here's the thing, if a creature can move like that on ice and snow, then doing it in clean conditions wouldn't even be a challenge. And when you watch this new footage, look at how much ground it covers in just a few seconds. It's unreal.
He's straight in there, right where I'm at right now, going across that cliff over there. Right. Okay, he's over here now.
I'm always led back to the same place though. What are we actually looking at here? Because if this isn't a Bigfoot, then what fits that size, that shape, that dark outline, and can move with that kind of speed and agility on a mountainside? The only other thing I can think of might be a dog man, but nothing else checks those boxes.
Instead of taking trails, you just side-hilled all through this shit. It was on top of this cliff. Came down that, straight down, and then walked over. Now he's over there. About ready to disappear over the side.
The next clip is also featured by Rocky Mountain Sasquatch, and on the surface it looks pretty wild. You can tell the narrator in the video is trying to be polite about it, but I'm just gonna say what I think most people are thinking. This one is probably staged. It's been bouncing around online since September, popping up on different platforms, and there are some obvious issues. There's some motion blur, there are some frames missing, but you want me to believe that this paraglider just happened to stumble on this Ridgewalker? I mean, that would be quite the coincidence. But hey, if the person flying that powered paraglider really did catch something on camera, that's huge. Ridgewalkers, whatever they are, don't usually give us daylight footage. They stay deep in the trees or way out where people can't get close to them. But this clip, not so sure. Still, take a look for yourself, tell me what stands out to you. I'd love to hear a case for this being the real deal. Look, I know that Chinese restaurants get a bad rap for the types of meat they use, but that doesn't mean I won't ship it right down my gullet. I mean, is this a dog man, a Bigfoot claw? No, I'm just kidding, but is this a bear claw? She says she snuck this footage from the kitchen. Here's the deal, if this is true, I just want to know what it is. Cause I'm not above putting some General Tso's sauce on it and eating it. I'm not here to throw shade, I would just like to know what it is.
What, Mama?
I saw someone in the tree. The white thing in the tree.
The white thing in the tree?
This unsettling clip has been spreading quickly online. It begins with a mother and her son visiting a gravesite in a cemetery. Out of nowhere, the boy suddenly points towards something he says he sees in the distance. In a tree. We all know kids usually speak without hesitation, blurting out whatever they're thinking. But this mom was shocked when he claimed he saw a man hanging in the trees. He even added more details afterward.
It's so fast.
It's spinning fast, hey. Beautiful, Mom.
Mom,
What, Mama?
I'm sure someone in the tree. The white thing in the tree.
The white thing in the tree?
Yes, that one.
There's a white thing in the tree?
Yeah.
Where?
Oh, you know.
I don't know.
I think it's old man.
There's an old man in the tree.
Yes.
Down over there.
Yes, he just walking.
Where is he walking?
I don't know.
Is he over there walking, Mum?
No.
But there's a man in the tree.
Yes.
Oh.
I should have seen one.
You saw him in the tree?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
It's not cool, Mom.
Oh, it's not cool.
Yeah.
What did he look like?
I don't know. Not strange.
He looked strange.
As you can see in the video, the moment clearly rattled her, so she shared the footage to hear what others thought. And many commenters said their reactions looked sincere. And I gotta say, I think so too. But I am curious, what's your take on this? We all know kids and animals generally see things that we cannot.
What did he look like?
I don't know. Not strange.
He looked strange.
This clip was filmed by a man named Kyle Campbell on or around November 24th. Kyle had his vehicle parked along a logging road near Bella Bella on the central coast of British Columbia. As he's sitting there, something moved in his peripheral, and as he looked closer, he knew he needed to start recording. What he ended up capturing might be surprisingly clear footage of a real Bigfoot. Watch the clip, comment your thoughts below, and stay till the end because there was a very interesting comment left on Kyle's video. Now, here's the comment. The guy basically says he sees a bunch of creatures in this photo. I mean, you tell me, do you guys see anything? He's laid them all out here for us, but I don't know. Incredible story coming out of Altadena. Look at this monster. What you're seeing is a large bear somehow squeezing itself into, then back out of, a tiny crawl space under this house. The homeowner says he's dealing with a real issue today because this determined animal simply refuses to leave.
The bear right now is underneath that home behind me. How do I know that? Well, throughout the day we've had looky-loos, all sorts of people come by here trying to get close, and that is when from our vantage point here, we've heard a loud roar. That's when those folks have been coming, running right back towards us. Crawl spaces under homes can be tight, even for a bear. But this now famous Altadena bear has made the narrow space under Ken Johnson's home a den for the winter.
I think the longer he's there, the more comfortable he's going to be, and this won't end.
The bear has basically become a neighborhood celebrity along Altadena Drive. Residents say they've spotted it nearly every week for more than 6 months. Some believe the Eden fire destroyed its natural den, pushing it down into their community in search of food and shelter.
Food.
Our neighbors had a bear, and I hear now there's one across the street, and it's in the mountains, and we burned, so they had to go somewhere. They had no place to live. Where are they going to go? And nice, dark basements, perfect place.
The homeowner wouldn't love any bear under his home, but the size of this one really has him concerned. He's currently trying to concoct a plan to coax the bear out of the crawl space and then seal the opening with sandbags.
It's terrifying. I have to stop shaking when moments ago. I'm starting to get used to it, but it sounds like a dragon.
It's coming around, And I think it's just a matter of time something's going to happen. If they're that bold to get under the house, and I've talked to people up the street, and they've had the same thing. The bear has torn the door out, and they go in there.
Johnson has already contacted the California Department of Fish and Wildlife. Officials say they're aware of the situation and will decide on next steps, which may include safely capturing the bear and relocating it deeper into the mountains. Yeah, you think? I mean, that's at the minimum. California.
Keep your distance as much as you can. Make sure that you're giving the bear enough space to escape. That's a huge element. Bears don't want to be around us any more than we want to be around them. And if they feel like they're cornered, that could be a problem. But if they see an escape route, they're going to take it. And then you also just want to make sure that you're being loud, making yourself big, waving your hands around, and slowly backing away.
I want to know, would you guys be able to sleep if you knew this thing was living under your house? Part of me is like, yeah, it's not a big deal. I mean, but then let's say you're cooking like a delicious dinner and he smells it through like the floorboards. You hear scratching, or you're sitting at the dinner table. He's at the window. Yeah, I mean, these things are so strong. I mean, he could just put his paw right through that, climb through the window. Yeah, this could be a mess. Maybe I'm changing my stance on it a little bit. Before we end this clip, I wanted to mention I did not miss these two hanging out. What is going on here? This coyote and this bear, I mean, they're just buddies. Like, I needed the news. I need the story behind these guys. This is great. A woman living in Bedford County, Virginia, an area already known for Bigfoot sightings and strange nighttime vocalizations, recently recorded a series of chilling screams just after 1 a.m. According to the person who submitted the clip, Blankenship, the sound was unlike anything he had ever heard in the region. "I thought you guys would like this," he said. "I even sent it to Thinker Thunker to see if he'd run a spectral analysis." The Rocky Mountain Sasquatch organization asked whether the recording came from someone close to him. Blankenship explained that it was sent by a friend of the family and that the experience genuinely terrified her. RMSO pressed for details about the environment where the woman captured the audio. It turns out she was inside her house, alone, when she heard the noise outside. Blankenship said she went to the back door and recorded through her screen. Hoping to learn more, Blankenship mentioned he planned to visit the area that weekend to look around. He even recalled a time 6 years ago when he believed a Sasquatch had let out a deep woo only 200 feet from him while he was hiking alone. RMSO connected this incident to other recent reports in the region. Not long before this woman captured the screams, the team had received Sasquatch-like vocalizations from near an abandoned sawmill close to the Kentucky border, which lies a little west of Bedford County but still deep in the Appalachian Range. This is where the story ties into Harley Owens, who experienced something equally unsettling in the same state. Harley had taken his dog out and noticed movement along a ridge above him. He pulled out his phone and managed to photograph what appeared to be a large, dark figure standing just inside the tree line, before it slipped back into the cover and disappeared over the ridge. Harley estimated that it was more than 100 yards away, but clearly visible against the lighter background. The guys at RMSO analyzed the photo. They zoomed in and out, applied filters, while also noting that many animals use black fur as camouflage, allowing them to blend into forest shadows. At higher magnification, a shimmering outline seemed to surround the figure, possibly light reflecting off long hair. A faint profile of what looked like a face and nose appeared on the right side of the head region. What made Harley's sighting even more compelling was the timing. Just hours after he photographed the creature, the woman in Bedford County, east of Harley's location, recorded those mysterious screams. 2 events, same night, 2 witnesses, same region, both describing something large, dark, and vocal roaming the Appalachian ridges. RMSO notes that whatever these creatures are, they seem to use the mountain corridors. thick woods, steep ridges, and waterways like the James River, to move silently and remain unseen. But every once in a while, someone hears a scream or snaps a photo few people can explain. So there's this kid, youngest brother in the family, and he's a sleepwalker. Not the harmless wanders to the kitchen kind, the full-on walks outside without waking up kind. And one night he actually does it. It's late, the house is quiet, brother's in bed, and the sister hears someone talking just outside the front door. Not loud, but steady, like a conversation. She steps over to look, thinking maybe their dad stepped out, was using the phone, or talking to a neighbor. But it's her little brother, sitting on the porch, sound asleep, talking to someone who isn't there. She cracks the door and listens for a second, and that's when she realizes what he's saying. Clear as day. I love you, and then I'm going to miss you. He says those things a few more times before she runs to get their dad to get this guy back in bed. Dad manages to guide him back into his room without waking him up. The rest of the family kind of chuckles about it, and they chalk it up to another strange sleepwalking episode. Weird, kind of scary that he made it outdoors again, but not the end of the world. Then, a couple hours pass. The phone rings. It's their uncle, and he's calling to tell them their grandpa passed away peacefully in his sleep last night. Suddenly, that porch moment hits totally differently. The brother has no memory of any of it, but the family checked the camera later. Unfortunately, the audio's muffled, but you can still see him sitting there, speaking into the empty air like someone is right in front of him. And even though the sound isn't perfect, you can hear him say it. I'm going to miss you, at least twice. And that's the part the family can't shake. Who was he talking to? Look at this clip. Look at this guy flying back. This is what we call the fly of shame. Actually, that's kind of a dumb name, but anyway, this guy has escaped from a Tennessee zoo. Look at him. He's so chill. Just flying through the air is like, the boys are never going to believe this. You know, in the zebra world, he's coming back as an absolute legend, telling his buddies, yeah, they caught me. Then they had to fly me back because I wouldn't come. Just too funny. It's a little after 5 in the morning, the hour where the sun is barely starting to peek through, and in most houses, everyone's still asleep. It's the middle of winter, it's freezing outside, but out of nowhere, the doorbell goes off. The husband, barely awake, checks the doorbell camera from bed, and what he sees doesn't even register at first. It's a toddler. He's standing outside in nothing but a pajama top and underwear. No shoes, no coat. Just staring at the door like this is totally normal. Dad answers through the app, hello? And the kid, completely calmly, asks, can your son come out to play? Still half asleep, the husband brushes it off. Sorry, it's still early, not right now, but definitely maybe later. The kid says okay, and that's it. Dad rolls over, debating whether he was going to fall back to sleep or not. But about 2 minutes later, something hits him. Hard. He snaps upright, realizes exactly what he just saw, and bolts out of the house. Outside, it's still dark, it's freezing. And somewhere out there, a toddler is wandering barefoot through the streets, barely clothed. And this guy was just talking to him. He checks the yard, runs to the neighbor's yard, runs down the street. He finally finds him. Dad scoops him up to take him back to his house. He's shivering, but okay. And that's when the story gets even stranger. Turns out this wasn't some random kid. It was their son's friend from daycare, a toddler who had been to their house once and didn't live close. Somehow, in the early morning cold, he walked straight out of his own front door undetected and navigated the entire route from memory. I mean, this has got to be one of a parent's worst nightmares. All the ways this could have gone wrong. I'm just thankful the dad didn't fall back to sleep and he was able to get his wits about him and go out and get this kid. Man, I need you guys to sound off in the comments on this one. I don't know what I would do, but this is petrifying. In February of 2018, a man named Greg Harris uploaded GoPro footage of himself riding his ATV down an unmarked trail. The opening moments show nothing really exciting, just another off-road clip, a rider cruising through the woods. But in an instant, that all changes. Something genuinely terrifying cuts the fun short. If you missed it, someone had stretched a metal wire between two trees, and it ripped into Greg's helmet. It stopped him almost immediately. Now, the worst part of all of this is that if the conditions had been slightly different, if that same wire was a little bit lower, it would have been right on his neck, and, well, things would have been very different. According to the video description, his speed and the angle in which the wire hit his helmet caused it to snap, instead of sliding down and hitting his neck. I wish I could say it's hard to imagine anyone being twisted enough to set up something this dangerous on an ATV trail, but sadly in the dirt bike and off-roading world, these kinds of traps aren't unheard of. Sometimes landowners put them up out of frustration, hoping to keep riders off their property. Other times they're placed by people irritated by engine noise who turn to violence instead of dealing with the issue legally. But, and this may be a lower percentage, but I think that there are individuals who set them purely to hurt someone, for no reason at all, or for maybe their sadistic enjoyment. Fortunately, Greg walked away with only minor injuries, and thankfully he used this footage to warn other riders to stay alert when he posted it on YouTube. Anyhow, let me know if you've come into contact with anything like this. This is pretty crazy. This wasn't happening in my day when I was riding dirt bikes and four-wheelers. This clip was titled Nightmare Fuel. I didn't really get the point until I watched it again. This is a freaking Wolverine. I thought it was a bear. I see it now, but the angle of the video kind of messed with my perception. Look at this thing. And look, I knew they were vicious, but that thing looks gigantic. I mean, that's not something you want to come across. I don't care. On January 29th, 2024, a chilling doppelganger recording was posted by a user named Akina. She lives in the Philippines with her newborn child and her boyfriend. But at the moment this was filmed, he was working, leaving her home alone with the baby. If you're unfamiliar with the term doppelganger, it's German for double walker. It basically refers to a spirit copy of a living person, and they're often viewed as ominous signs. Sort of like you hear of mimics in the woods. During the recording, as I mentioned, her boyfriend was supposed to be away, yet the door suddenly swung open, and she sees someone who looks exactly like him standing there. He also said that he sounded the exact same. Here's what her camera captured. Take a look. Kina still has no explanation for what she witnessed, and the experience has left her extremely shaken. Tell me what you make of it. In this clip from Limitless Outdoors, Justin and Colton were deep in the Alaskan Rockies on a hunt when they suddenly realized they weren't alone.
What a wild day.
After we got done skinning the wolf, we kept pressing up the drainage and got to this vantage point and were able to look down and see Colton's moose all decked up on the river. What we also saw that we weren't expecting, though, is a big brown bear on the carcass, and we knew as we had to go in there, we were in for a little bit of a confrontation, and we were wondering just how it was going to turn out.
A very, very large predator had beaten them to their kill. Most hunters, which you'll find out these guys are not, would have backed off immediately. After trekking so far into this remote wilderness, these guys leaving without their meat wasn't an option they were ready to accept.
Our biggest disadvantage moving in on this kill was that we had to drop down in the brush and our visibility was extremely limited. So we tried to position ourselves in a way and be loud enough that this bear would know we were there and we could see him as far away as possible, which was not very far at all.
You got him? Yep.
Please, get him. We don't want any problems, bud. We're just gonna get the meat.
I don't think he liked that.
Still, approaching this guy came with a major risk. They made as much noise as possible as they pushed through this thick brush, hoping the bear would register their presence and get the heck out of there.
For some reason, that's not very comforting.
No.
Just, here he comes, right there.
As funny as this may sound, the feeling I had with this bear is that he was feeling us out and we were feeling him out, and we were trying to decide between the three of us who was going to get to keep what on this moose.
Hey, buddy.
Don't you dare.
The grizzly showed no intention of leaving.
The bear wasn't startled at all. In fact, quite the opposite. Justin and Colton ended up locked in a silent standoff with one of the most dangerous animals on the continent.
Those are not to-go bags.
After only about a minute of negotiations, this bear decided that the decked up moose belonged to me and Colton and that the gut pile belonged to him. So he headed back over there and decided to bury it up before he left and let us come and get our stuff.
He's trying to bury the moose.
They were really hoping the bear would be content with the gut pile and wander off, giving them a chance to collect the rest. Instead, the grizzly stayed locked on them, showing no intention of giving up anything. He wanted it all.
Dude, this here's an Arctic standoff. You guys don't want to leave.
No. Should we back down and get across the creek?
Well, yeah.
Take the shallow spot?
We gotta load up like 10 feet away. All right, we're gonna take our next back.
Justin and Colton kept inching forward, narrowing the gap between themselves and this bear.
He's right there still.
Yeah, so here's what we're gonna do. You're gonna come up with that. And I'm gonna
Stand guard.
be a bear guard. He's not super aggressive. That's cool. Look at that. Lucky rototill bit.
Against all odds, they managed to get close enough to begin working while the bear lingered nearby.
He's way bigger than I thought he was when I saw him across the road.
Yeah.
Good.
Let's get it.
What a big bear. Hey, Brad, look, we're just gonna get our meat. You're gonna stay in there.
Oh, there he is. Across the way. Left.
Okay, look at me.
Oh.
Okay, pump up your ass. Get out of here.
Somehow, the hunters managed to get close enough to work while the bear remained nearby.
One kept watch while the other inflated their raft, getting ready to haul the meat out by river.
Oh, get us out farther, Colton, towards the bank. Careful, you. There you go. And we're loaded heavy.
With everything loaded, they shoved off into the current, leaving the bear in the valley behind them. What an experience. Look at the antlers on this moose. Well, they're not on the moose, but of the moose, I guess I should say. They're gigantic. Anyone in here done any big time hunting like this?